Hello, if you want to see how I made this ident, stick around.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Hello, welcome to the video. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a composer ident for myself, and I'm going to do it with a voiceover that I've had recorded, and basically I'm going to make this into a little bit of an ident that I'll put on the end of my demos, combined with sound effects, and you'll see my process for creating these, how I put them together, and it might help you to do one yourself. So basically, I've had the voiceover recorded, and I'll just play you what I've had recorded. So this is my little script.
Lee Pritchard,
That's me. And then
composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com. Media Music Now.
okay, so basically that's it. It's a very short one. And I've added on my other websites so I could do a few versions.
Audio.com.
Okay, so that's a voiceover called Lindsay that I work with quite frequently. And I do provide this as a service. So basically, I've used my own service to make my own ident. And what I do with this service, I export 26 effects with each with the same voice. So basically the one you've just heard was dry, and I'll just give you a blast of some of the other ones. So this is called Showtime.
Lee Pritchard.
Showtime with delay.
Pritchard.
Mix cutter.
Pritchard.
I won't go through them all, but I'll just pick a few. Go wide.
Pritchard.
Lee Pritchard.
Lee Pritchard.
Lee Pritchard.
My favourite is this one. Where are you? Dalek-ness.
Lee Pritchard.
So you get the idea. I create all these different effects. I export them. And then when I'm doing this as a service, then people can sort of use these as they wish. They can pick and choose the effects, or they can make an intro like this. The reason they're very spaced out is because some of them have got long tails on them. So
Lee Pritchard.
that one, for instance. So I don't want them to sort of merge into each other. So I've spread them out because I knew very well that I was going to use these in their entirety and cut them up. So what I need to do now, first off, is work out which ones I want to use. So that's what I'm going to do now. So let me just have a play around. I think the first thing I'll do is actually chop everything up now. So just roughly chop everything up, because I'm going to have to move things around because they're too far apart. Oh, I pressed the wrong key there. I pressed something else. What did I press then? F? Oh, I don't know. This software I'm using, by the way, is Cakewalk by BandLab, which is soon going to become Sonar again, because it's not going to be free anymore. Otherwise, I'd be saying, get this software, it's free. I'm going to start charging for it again. So it won't be free. Now, so here we are. So I've cut a few things up. So let me have a listen.
Lee Pritchard.
I think...
Lee Pritchard.
Right, I think I like to start with. I'm going to have that Showtime with a delay. So I'm going to select everything. I'm going to press K to mute everything, and I'm going to unmute the one I want to use.
Lee Pritchard.
I'm going to take the solo off as well.
Lee Pritchard.
Right, okay, so I like that. And then we've got to go into, let's go with Brittany. See what that sounds like. Actually, I don't need to solo that. Just unmute that.
Composer and audio producer.
Yeah, I quite like that. And then I'll go into, just try big chorus for now. No, I keep getting confused. I'm not soloing things. I've muted everything.
Custom music, sound design, and audio production.
Right, okay, that's interesting. And then finally, let's have a listen to Phaser, go wide even.
LeePritchard.com.
Nah, leave that one. Well, do you know what? I might go with my favourite, which is Darkness.
LeePritchard.com.
Right, so let's hypothetically say that I'm going to use these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new track. I'm going to drag these up to the top onto my new track. I haven't done the other versions yet with the different domains. We'll get to that after. So now we've got them all on that track there. But what I want to do is insert another track and another track and another track. And I'm going to bring the Britney one down here. The snaps on so you can see that basically it's snapping into place for every quarter of a bar. I mean, that doesn't really matter for this because we're not matching it to any tempo. But if you were matching it to a tempo, you would think about that. Let's zoom in. Let's have a look at these 4 tracks on their own. There we go. So let's have a quick play of those, one after another.
Lee Pritchard.
Drag this. Hey, undo. Let's drag that one in.
Composer and audio Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design, and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Yeah, you get the idea. You see where I'm going with this. So now, what we need next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep these because I might come back to them. So I'm going to create a track folder. And I'm just going to get these out of the way because they are on my screen in my face. And yeah, I don't really want them in the way. So select all of these and drop them into there. And then close the folder. Right. So now we can see what we're doing. Right, so I need some sound effects now. So what should I have?
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design, and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Right. This is going to be the end of a piece of music. So I might just have a look at my media. Bear with. So listen to my downers in here. Oh, yeah. Right. Let's try that with this. Drag it in.
Lee Pritchard. Composer.
Whoops. Now we are distorting somewhat, so I'm going to bring the volume down.
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design.
Right. I quite like that. Boom. So
Lee Pritchard.
turn the smart grid off. I don't want to keep snapping to a grid. Put that back to hold and turn that off. Right, so the snap is now off.
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom.
Yeah, I like that. sweep down and all. We'll have that. Come on.
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production.
So I think what I'm going to do, going to pop this noise closer to the boom. In fact, right on the boom.
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. Lee Pritchard. Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music.
Right, let me have a look at some other stuff. Nothing in Splice. Where's that gone? Yeah, that one I'm going to have. I was just thinking that can go in there. So yeah, I mean, being a composer and an audio producer, you sort of naturally also end up doing a bit of sound design because it just sort of goes hand in hand. You can mess with audio files to make music and you can edit them. You tend to be able to do ridiculously creative stuff where you chuck sound effects around and come up with something a bit unique.
Lee Pritchard.
Right, so what I want to do now, I like this build up and I want this to land on the boom because without that, the boom just sort of
Lee Pritchard
comes out of nowhere. So I think if we have a build up,
Lee,
I've got to get it so it matches. So the boom is there. So that then needs to go to here because I'm looking at the waveform and basically my boom starts here. So let's see what that sounds like.
Lee Pritchard.
Yeah, that's pretty much there. A little bit out of time. So go into the waveform a bit closer. Yeah, so it sort of starts there. Let's try again. Yeah, so basically these need to move a bit to there.
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio. Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer.
Right, I'm going to keep it as simple as I can really because, yeah, I can spend a lot of time like going through different sounds for these types of things. And yeah, it's not going to make an interesting video. So I'm going to try and do it fairly quick. So I would normally mess around with that longer, but I would say I'm quite happy with that for now. So this is the bit I'm happy with. I'm going to stop it where it...
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music.
Right, so it's all right until we get to custom music, and then I think it's got boring. So the first two bits, let me just check there.
Lee Pritchard. Composer.
I like the timing of that Lee Pritchard composer. It's in fast, so I like that. That timing is right. Let's check this.
Custom music.
I'm going to move that a bit.
Producer. Custom music. Audio producer. Custom music, sound design and
Might nudge that a bit further in.
audio producer. Custom music.
Nah.
Audio producer. Custom music.
Yeah, I think it's better there actually.
Custom music, sound design and audio.
Now it needs something there. Now, just bear with me. I'm going to save this project. I'll just pause the video. So I've just saved that now. Yeah. So I'm going to open something called Splice because I need some more sound effects. I want something a bit different. I mean, I've got things here, but I don't know. Let's have a look at Splice. You can stop auditioning. Thank you. So Splice. Search sound. So we want Ident. Just random sound. I don't want any beats or anything because it's going over, basically my music. So it'll be the end of a piece of music. So one shot, and I want sound effects. Come on, there must be more than that. Well, that works.
Custom music, sound design, and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
I sometimes do find this happens. You get the first thing and you think, do you know what? I quite like that. I don't even know whether I'm going to keep it, but for some reason, I just like the way that sounded. So I'm just going to license that and grab it, drop it in. And none of this is mixed, so that's what I'll do later once I've got the general sort of structure right. So let's see, this might be too loud now.
Custom music, sound design, and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Yeah, I might be losing the plot, but there you go. I'll leave that in for a minute. So Splice. Let's get rid of Ident because that's clearly made no help whatsoever. I'm just I'm keeping the search term broad because I just want some inspiration, really. Ooh. Let's play this. I'm going to do. I'm going to play this in a bit of a loop.
Music, sound design, and
set loop points. And we're going to play a few sounds on Splice. Bring that loop in, it's too big.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design, and audio production. LeePritchard.com. Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music.
Right, there's two here I've liked the sound of. Oh, go back. There's two here that I kind of like the sound of. So we're just going to license them and plop them in and see where we go. Come on, out of the way. Out of the way. I want everything on its own track. So plop that one in there. That's a bit of a... Oh, no, I don't want to go that far. Let's play it from there. No, I want to... Oh, I've got the loop on, that's why. And we're way out of the area of the vocals, so move it in.
And audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Right, yeah, I kind of like that. I don't know what it is, I don't care. I like the sound of it, and that's all there is to it. This as well. Again, the first line blinking thing that I played, nearly swore, licensed it. It does quite often happen, that. Right, and again, let's put this down here somewhere. This was somewhere in the middle in my brain, so it's like,
custom music,
yeah,
sound design,
there's some kind of build-up. Right, let's have a further look and see if there's anything else that pops out. And
design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
right, okay, that'll do for now. Splice is normally on another screen, so it's a bit of a faff having to go. I've only got one screen I can record, so it's a bit of a faff having to keep bringing that up. But we'll pop it down there for now. So I I can't really say to you what the thought process is here. I just sort of go with my gut feeling, really. So now I've got a few sound effects that I sort of liked. I'm going to just go back to the beginning and I'm going to play it now and just have a think about where I might put those sounds that I liked. So the beginning.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production.
Right, one thing I'm not sure about now is this. So we'll mute that.
Audio production. Lee Pritchard. Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music.
Right, that custom music, that little riser. In fact, what we'll do, we'll drag this up now to the top or higher up, because basically I like to have everything in some kind of order. So my voice parts are here, the 4 tracks, and then my sound effects will be here, and I'll try and put them in some kind of order. So let's insert a track folder. Where is it? I can't. Oh, there it is. It's harder when you're recording because you're conscious that you don't want to keep people hanging on. Right, so these 4 are the vocals. So let's move that into the vocal folder. So that's fine. And then folder 2 was my archive, basically, of the other voices. And then this folder, into a track folder, this is sound effects. So I'm going to just highlight all of these sound effects and drag them into this folder. Now, put the archive stuff right at the top out of the way. Where's it gone? No, I think it's gone into the wrong place. Right to the top there. That's it. So now back to the sound effects.
Lee Pritchard.
And the vocals. The
Lee.
So this bit here.
Composer.
So
Composer.
I want that to match with this. Was it the composer? Hang on. No, it wasn't, was it? Let's go from the beginning.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music.
Custom music.
Custom music.
That's what I wanted. But then I'm feeling there should be something on composer as well.
Custom music. Custom music.
So custom music there. So we want to line this riser to the beginning of custom music, I think. So let's zoom right in there and move that a touch. So now,
custom music.
Yeah.
Custom music. Sound design.
Yep. And there'll be something else on that at some point. I can tell you that for sure. Don't know what.
Custom music.
Sound design. That's
sound design. Sound design. Sound design.
no, I want to have this either on sound design or after it. So
music, sound design, sound design.
After. So let's pop it there.
Music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Right, that needs to go somewhere here. Like I said, there isn't sometimes there isn't really a thought process involved. It's just, yeah, let's drag that there. That's what I'm feeling.
Music, sound design and audio production.
Right, so I kind of like it up to that point now. So we've got
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
what's here?
Music, sound design and audio production.
Right, these are in the wrong place. So let's get these out of the way. Let's move this one down that we're muted.
Music, sound design and audio production. Lee Pritchard. Lee Pritchard. LeePritchard.com. LeePritchard.com. Sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com. Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound.
Something around there, maybe.
Producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production.
Move that into there.
Producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Right, okay. I'm going to save that. Save as number 2. I always do this. Keep loads of versions and then delete them after. Right, let's make that fit into one screen. What's going on here? Oh, they're the vocals. Oh, I've done something wrong here. These archived vocals should be in the archive folder. And dump. Yes, so we've got our 4 vocals here. So I'm just going to press F, which will make it fill the whole screen. So you can see here 4 vocals, sound effects. Let's play it from the beginning.
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Right. You can see possibly that because there's some pretty big sounds in here, like the booms and what have you, I've started to clip. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick in a processor at this point called Ozone 11. And then I'm just going to add in a maximizer, basically. I'm going to put the thing to minus 0.5, and then I'm going to bring the threshold up. So basically, it'll stop it clipping.
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Lee Pritchard. Composer and
Right.
audio producer. Custom.
Well, after all that, it's still well, it's not clipping now because the limiter stops it from clipping, but it's distorting based on what the limiter's doing. So I'm just going to bring every channel down a bit so that I can get some.
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer.
Yeah, now I see I'm just knocking bits out here now.
Audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Right. Okay. That'll do. This is just like a temporary measure to stop it clipping, because as I'm doing things, if I'm clipping and hearing distortion, I'm not getting a true sort of representation of the thing that I'm listening to. So there we go. So what I want to do now is add some more sound effects in. So I'm thinking that's fine.
Composer and audio producer. Custom music.
I want something on composer, not poser.
I
don't know, what could I have like on there, like a get a splice back in. So let's have a look. Effects, select that, and then some kind of glitch.
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. Lee Pritchard.
Let me see. These are the sort of things that are okay, but some of them end up getting a bit too like a radio station. Quite like that one though. Yeah, it says radio bumper. Yeah, I want to stick away from radio a little bit. Just want a glitch of some sort. I quite like that one, but is it right? Let's have a look. I mean, let's play this.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design.
Do you know what?
And audio.
I'm bloody well going to have that one. You see, I like Splice, but I wish there was an easier way of auditioning it with your DAW, because you have to press play here and then you have to come to this and press play. It's a bit of a faff. But anyway.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio.
Right, we wanted something on composer, you see. So let's move that. Let's find the composer word.
Pritchard, composer and
Right, okay.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer.
Right, I like it, but it's way too loud. So just for the moment,
Composer and audio producer.
yeah, that's working for me. Just going to save it again because I'm paranoid. Excuse me while I grab it. I'm back. So as I was saying before, that was way too loud. I'll just yank the volume down, but this is by no means a mix at this point. It is just a rough
Lee
layout.
Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design.
Right.
Custom
I like that little clicky poppy clonk impact as it's called, but I think it needs something under it, like a boom or something. And I think I've got some nice booms knocking around in here. Yeah, let's try that one.
producer. Custom music.
Yep,
Sound
that works. Let's move that up to the clunky poppy thing.
Custom music. Custom.
Yeah, can you hear that? Now, if I take the poppy thing out,
Custom music. Custom music.
it's just had something on it, that little poppy thing. Let's turn it up a bit.
Custom.
Yeah, take it out.
Custom music. Sound.
Yep, like that poppy thing and the boom works. And as I said before, I don't really know what the thought process is, really. It's just like, let's try that. It feels like it might work. Let's do it and see if it sounds nice. And that's how I do these things. So let's go back a little bit.
And audio producer. Custom music. Sound design and audio.
Yeah, now that's good. I like that.
Sound design.
Now I want something on sound design.
Sound design.
Ah, something a bit distorty and dirty. Let's have a look at these glitches. Nah, it's too radio-ish. No, definitely not. I've got nothing against radio sound effects. I just like to try and be a bit different to that.
Sound design and audio.
That's quite nice.
Pritchard.com.
I'm not sure about it, but it's nice. So I'm just going to try it. And I license these. This is Splice. And I'm not sponsored for anything that I'm telling you. So, you know, whether if you decide to try these things out, that's up to you. But what I like about Splice is I think it's about $8 a month or something. You get so many credits and they just stack up. And then every time you want to license an effect, it's just one credit. And so you don't have to worry about it too much, because if it doesn't work, it's probably about pennies worth of money that you've tried. So I'll grab that glitch. And where did I want it now? Sound design, I think I said.
Audio producer. Custom music. Sound design and audio production. Sound design.
Sound design. So start it on sound design.
Sound design and audio
Let's turn it down a bit.
music. Sound design and audio production.
Do you know what? I kind of like that. Let's drag that up a bit. So I'm trying to keep them in some kind of order. Yeah, look, they're going down in a sort of a fancy little line. Yes. Oops. Yeah.
Music, sound design, and audio production. Music, sound design.
Interferes with that bit, don't it?
Sound design and audio. Custom music, sound design and audio. Sound design and sound design and
Right, you see my little pop thing, clicky thing here, water drop it's called. That's too quiet now.
design and audio. Sound design and audio production.
And I think this was as well, wasn't it? So again, it's not a mix. I'm just trying to get a feel for it. And sometimes you've got to alter the volumes to do that. So
Sound design and audio production. Audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production.
right, I'm definitely not going to be using this thing again.
Music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
No, I don't think so. I'm going to delete this. Delete. There you go. What for deleted? I deleted the wrong thing. Undo, delete track. Yep. Select the track you want to delete before you delete the track. Always a good plan. Right, so go back to the beginning. Let's have a listen.
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
This bit now is bugging me. Let's have a look.
Producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Right, there's a flat spot here, isn't there? So I've got to have something in there. What will it be?
Lee Pritchard. Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of electrical sound glitch. I don't know. Let's go back to Splice. That's short and sweet. Let's see if that fits in with it.
Sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Didn't notice it.
And audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Nah. Didn't stand out at all. Let's hear some others. Ooh. Maybe. Let's try it with it.
Audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
I'm thinking the first bit of that might work. Let's try it. Oh, come on. Right, let's try that. Drag it in. It's completely in the wrong place. So it was a bit dead around here, I think.
Custom music, sound design and audio production.
Yep, that'll work. So somewhere around here, I think. In the middle.
Design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Don't want that bit.
Design and audio production. LeePritchard.com. Design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Right. Save that as 4. Whoops. Sorry, I'm just checking that OBS is still recording. It is. That's good. So what we've got now is a bit of a layout of what I'm thinking. Just press F again and get everything on screen. So I think I'm at the stage now where I'm going to start putting some processing on this. So, for instance, the voice. So let's just go back to the beginning. I might add a extra bit of voice in somewhere. Let's see.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. Pritchard.com.
Right. Where it says composer, it's not strong enough.
Composer and audio.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my archive. That's where the composer bit starts. And in my vocal archive, let me think, what can I have that can work with it? Oh, it's not in the right place, is it? Because clearly we moved everything around. So I'm going to unmute everything that's in this archive. And then I'm going to solo stuff. So composer, I used the Britney effect.
Composer and audio producer.
And what I'm going to do, actually we're not going to solo it. We're going to mute everything. I'm going to unmute that one and going to mute everything down here. Might leave the sound effects in. Let's unmute this line that's got the composer.
Composer and audio producer.
So that's the vocal bit I need to sort of build up. Now, I'm going to get rid of some of these. Just for convenience, because what I need to do is drag across all of these composer mentions so that they match up with the composer mention that I'm using. And then when I unmute them, I'll be able to hear them combined. So, here we go. Drag. Roughly line them up.
Composer and audio. Composer and audio producer.
So that's that one.
Composer and audio producer. Composer and
Oh no.
composer and audio producer.
Nope.
Composer and audio.
Nope.
Composer and audio.
Nope.
Composer and audio producer.
Maybe. Right. Let's have a look. Let's unmute this.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production.
Yep. It's that one. That's the one we're having. So what I'll do now, I shall make another track here. Insert audio. No, I've done that wrong. Oh, no, I've not. Right, insert audio track. Drag it so it's bigger. Grab the piece of audio we want and drop it down there. And then mute that because you don't need that. Close that and then
composer.
Now the only thing is now I've noticed that my Lee Pritchard hasn't got a D. So let's see about moving that. I think it can move a little bit.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer.
Yeah, I mean that's too loud now. It's got two. Let's move this. Could be wrong.
Lee Pritchard. Lee Pritchard, composer and Lee Pritchard, composer and Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer.
Right, that works, I think. So let's turn it up.
Lee Pritchard, composer.
Right, what if I turn up there? Not the right one. Oh, it was.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer.
Let's turn that one down.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. Pritchard.com.
Right, okay. Save as 5. Now what I'm going to do now is add some production to these. So I might just, I'm going to do it on each one. So I'm going to insert Ozone Nectar 3. And I'm just going to grab a preset and see what it sounds like. So we want... Actually, sack that. Let's do the old crafty thing. Just put it into loop there. And then what we're going to do is use the vocal assistant.
Lee Pritchard, compose. 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 Lee Pritchard.
I can't hear any difference really. It's done something.
Compose. Lee Pritchard.
Yeah, so I analysed it and came up with some settings that don't exactly blow me away. But yeah. Let's have a look. So I'll leave the reverb on. I don't hear much reverb. That's...
Lee Pritchard.
Oh, it is there. I'll leave that tiny little bit wherever it was. EQ. Right, okay. EQ on. Don't need a gate. Not changing the pitch. I can't get rid of that. It's not on, is it, anyway?
Lee Pritchard.
Too much compression.
Lee Pritchard. Compose. Lee Pritchard. Compose. Lee Pritchard. Lee Pritchard. Compose. Lee Pritchard. Compose. Lee Pritchard. Compose. Lee Pritchard. Compose.
Right, that's all right. Actually, let's
Lee Pritchard. Compose. Lee Pritchard. Compose.
I'm in a loop. I'm stuck in a loop. I'll have to keep them muted actually because they are going to play otherwise. Let's take this loop off. Scope from top.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. Pritchard.com.
Right, LeePritchard.com is too quiet. Let's go to there.
Pritchard.com.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm doing a bit of a mix now because I can sort of see where this is going to come together. So going to turn everything down, select everything, turn everything. Oh no, I've got to have everything selected. Control, turn everything down. Has that got everything? Yeah, seems to have.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and...
No, I'm at a disadvantage because I wouldn't mix on headphones normally. I would mix on my speakers, but I can't have them on because you will hear it coming through the speakers and then through the microphone, and it'll just sound horrendous. So I'm going to do a rough mix with the headphones on, but I will probably have to go to speakers and then come back to you once I've refined it all. But I think this is what we're going for. We've got volume now about right.
Audio producer, custom music, sound design, and audio production. Pritchard.
Right, the leepritchard.com at the end is not loud enough. Let's turn that up.
And audio production. leepritchard.com. And audio production. leepritchard.com.
Right.
And audio production. leepritchard.com.
Is that Lee Pritchard lined up with that effect? I don't think it is. Let's have a look. Yeah, Lee starts there and the effect starts after it. So we'll move that. Let's try that.
Pritchard.com. Pritchard.
Is that the... That's the noise, yeah. That's the one. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all of the vocals here and I'm going to put them onto a bus. I can't really explain why I'm doing this. I just sort of do it based on having done it before. So there's not really a massive thought process involved, apart from, I guess, with this, what I'm doing is creating a new bus for all of them, which is now bus D. I'm going to change that to vocals. And I guess the thought process, the loose sort of thought process here is that I want to process all of these vocals now quite strongly, but together rather than independently. So I'm going to put in on this bus, where is it? Ozone, neutron 4. And I'm going to let the neutron 4 analyze it. It just saves time. Let's get rid of the... Nope, not that. Let's get rid of the console view. So I'm going to play the vocals. I'll have to loop them because...
and audio. Lee Pritchard. Pritchard.com. Lee Pritchard, composer.
Right, I'll let it do its thing.
Music, sound design, and audio production. Lee Pritchard.com. Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design, and audio production. Lee Pritchard.com. Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design, and audio production. Lee Pritchard.com. Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer.
Just turning it off and on. Off. It's quite hard to tell in my headphones, but I think that's done something, and it's correctly identified them as vocals. I want to push them harder, that's my feeling, but I don't want to do that with the headphones on because I don't know whether I'm pushing it to the right level. So I'll probably do all that when I take my headphones off, and that I won't really be able to record that. So I'll probably pause the video and come back. But there we go. So we've got the vocals now on a bus with some processing. I'll just change the colour so I know that they're vocals. So now the effects, basically. So let's go.
Lee Pritchard, composer.
Now the first effect is this boom. Now what I'll do, I'm going to open the console view again. I have this on another screen normally. But obviously I can't do that on a video, so I'm doing it all on one. So the boom. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, so what I tend to do is I'll take off the very low frequencies using an EQ. Again, I can't really tell from the headphones, but Might do a little bit of a bump. And there's a bit high end in that. I might just take the top up. Yeah. So that's for that one, and then let's hear the next effect. Ooh, that's the noise. That's nice. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, I'm going to put some high-end EQ on that. Next. Ooh, that's a big boom. Let's have that boom on its own, actually. Whoa. That had well clips, look. Right, well, what I'll do with that, high pass it, because you won't hear any of that down this sort of region. Yep, that's better. And that's fine for that. Next. Yeah, because I've put these sort of in order, I can just go along each one, you see. Well, I like this one. So let's have a look at this. And I'm just trying to cut frequencies out that I don't need. Right. Just going to move the timeline a bit. Yep, just so we can not have to keep going back and listen to silence. I'll put a bit of top end on that, I think. Just make it a bit sharper at the top. It's not much down below, but we'll do that anyway, just in case. Don't really need that. So next. That's a little poppy thing. Let's have a look at that. You see like how much low end is registering there. That's awful for the mix, so that's getting out. We don't need... Oh, no, didn't mean to do that. We don't need any of that nonsense. There you go. Next. Oh, what's the thump as well? Now, this is all quite basic stuff. I'm just EQing out frequencies. Like, look at that there in the bass. We just don't need these frequencies. They're not helping. Okay. Let's move the timeline to that point. Oh, look at all that. Don't need all that. It's going to well mess it up. Yeah, that might do. Next. It's another ploppy thing. There's not a lot in that really, is there? So do the old... Yep, I'll have that. And then what have we got next? Ooh. Can't remember what the context of that was now. Let's go. Ah, that was there, wasn't it? So that was this riser. So back to the console view. Into the EQ. Yeah, just take some of that low stuff off. Some high stuff in. Okay, next. Yep. I've missed one out somewhere. I think the loop is messing up a bit here. So yeah, I've not reordered. I've not ordered these properly. Have a look. Oh. They're sort of in order. It could be in more of an order. So yeah, there we go. Whoa, that's loud. Back to the console. Right, that's way too big, so we're going to take a lot of the bassy bit out of that. That'll do. And then what have we got left? Oh, that's that. Right, so I think I've basically EQ'd most things there. Let's save that as number 6. Let's on solo everything. Let's go back to the beginning, have one listen, take the loop off.
Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Okay, that's sounding better. So with those few adjustments on the EQ, I'm now going to add on. Well, what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to select all of these sound effects and I'm going to stick them into a bus of their own. Because I want to process the bus, you see. So, like before with the vocals. So, hold that and new stereo bus. Now, bus E. Let's go back to the console. Come on, console. Wake up. That's it. So, bus E is now sound effects. And then what we're going to do on bus E, we're going to pop in a neutron 4 again. Really, I probably don't need to do it the way I do. I just need something that gives it a bit of squash. Let's try a few presets.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com. Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Quite like that preset. It's added, well, it's done what it said, it's added some definition. So let's go back to that.
Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Right, okay. I'm quite happy with that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and pause the camera because I need to take these off and have a listen on my studio speakers and get everything as I want it. And then I'll come back and I'll tell you what changes I've made to get it to the final thing that you'll hear when I come back. Hello, I'm back. I've done a bit of mixing with the headphones off and the speakers on, and this is what I've got now. If you look at this waveform down here, that's basically what the waveform looks like for this, which is quite loud, I think. But here you go. It could go louder, but yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. This is it.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
I'm going to hide all of these tracks. In fact, I'm going to hide the whole folder for now. So let's hide. That's gone. So now all we've got here now, take the buses out of the way, all I've got here now are the vocals and the sound effects. So however many layers that is, that's what it looks like. I have to put some colours in to make it stand out a bit more. And let's go to the console again. And so now the console is just all these tracks here. And what I've done, I've added in a couple of reverbs on basically every sound effect. I put a varying amount. So I've got a reverb that's kind of like a, let's see if I can play you an example. So the reverb is also on the voices. So
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer.
and you can see it here sort of fading away. If I turn it off,
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer.
and just turn it on.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer.
You can hear it as a solo. It just adds some depth to it. And I've added that onto basically all of the voices and varied the amount. And then when it's come to the sound effects, I've added on that reverb and another one that's more of a, let's see if I can find an effect on its own.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer.
Yeah, I just wanted that really, didn't I? Not the voice.
Lee Pritchard.
No, I don't want you. You can go off.
Pritchard, composer.
Go to the sounds. Yes, the sounds have got reverb 2 on it. Let's see if we can play that for you. Yeah, so it just adds a bit of space. So you can tell when it's not there. So altogether, with all the reverb on, it adds up to something bigger. And then what I did also, the sound effects interfere with the vocals a little bit. So I've put this neutron on mask on. So when I play it without it on,
Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
yeah, you can just hear some of the bright sound effects interfering with the vocals. With it on, it takes some out.
Composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Yeah, what that's doing, it's just basically taking out some of the frequencies of the sound effects that are overlapping with the voice. So I think that just makes it cleaner. And then finally, I adjusted the maximizer to make it louder. Like I said at the beginning of this part, I could have made it louder still, but I'm quite happy with that loudness level. And I'll play it, you'll see it's just hitting the limiter. It's just bringing it down in certain places. I don't want it so it distorts the whole thing and crushes it, which you hear quite often. these days. So I don't want that to be the effect. I want it just to be loud and clear. So if you look at the limiter as I play it.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.
Yes, it's mainly just where the big thumps are, the sub thumps. So basically that's it. That is it ready now for use. So what I need to do, and I'll do this in another video if you want to watch that, I will do that and link to it from this video. And what I'm going to do is export this ident and make it so that I can use it in my pieces, and I'll show you that mixed in with the pieces. And I'll also in the next video show you how I export the bits of the ident separately so that they can be moved around and used in sort of different pieces in different places. So that is the video. I hope that was useful. And if you've got any questions, I'll try and answer them. If you want somebody to do some of this kind of work for you, I'm available to hire. Just get in touch. All the links are in the description. Thanks for watching.
Lee Pritchard, composer and audio producer. Custom music, sound design and audio production. LeePritchard.com.